Good afternoon. We will start the Utility Special District meeting for January 19th, 2021. The time is 5:38. Madam Clerk?
Chairperson Shirley Lanier.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Kashamba Miller Anderson.
Present.
Board Member Trodrick McCoy is absent. Board Member Julia Botel.
Here.
Board Member Douglas Lawson. Ex officio Board Member Ronnie Felder. City Manager Jonathan Evans.
Present.
Deirdre Jacobs, Acting Executive Director.
Here.
Tawana Smith is present for the City Clerk. Don Wynn, District Attorney.
Here.
Randy Sherman, District Finance Director. You have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll have a moment of silence led by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Miller Anderson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any additions, deletions, or substitutions for this agenda this evening?
None from staff, Madam Chair.
Are there any disclosures by the board?
No.
Motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Madam Clerk?
Let the record show.
We recognize that Commissioner Lawson is on the dais. Madam Clerk, roll call for the adoption of the agenda.
Councilperson Douglas Lawson.
Yes.
Councilperson Julia Botel.
Yes.
Vice Chair Kashamba Miller Anderson.
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
That vote passes.
We are at the consent agenda of this meeting. All matters listed on this item are considered to be routine, and action will be taken by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a board member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. A motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Madam Chair, there are no public comment cards for consent agenda. The acceptance of public comment cards is now closed. Councilperson Lawson.
Yes.
Councilperson Botel.
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson.
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
Thank you. That vote passes.
Madam Clerk, number 8A.
8A, Resolution Number 1-22 UD, a resolution of the Utility Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Special Utility District, Palm Beach County, Florida, authorizing and ratifying the appointment of Michael Lowe as the Director of the Utility Special District and providing for an effective date. Madam Chair, there are no public comments on this item. The acceptance of public comments cards are now closed.
Ms. Jacobs?
Sure. Thank you. Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
Can we get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Second.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Ms. Jacobs?
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair and other council persons at your respective places. City Manager Evans, Attorney Wynn, and Deputy City Clerk Smith. For the record, my name is Deirdre Jacobs, and I'm the Acting Executive Director at the Utility Special District. This particular item deals with asking if you would authorize and ratify the appointment of Michael Lowe as the Director of the Utility Special District. Mr. Lowe went through a normal process of recruitment. He has a professional engineering license in chemical engineering. If you combined his years of experience in water treatment services, he has a total of 42 plus years. He's extremely knowledgeable in water distribution, stormwater, wastewater, and also sewer systems. Mr. Lowe, he's retired from the city of Boynton Beach, where he worked there for approximately 15 years as the deputy director, and prior to then, he worked in the sugar industry for over 27 years. He is a licensed engineer, over in Europe, as well as being extremely versed in terms of design build projects, which is one of the projects that we're about to enter into with the development of our new water treatment plant. So, as a matter of fact, the companies that we are working with for The development of the plant are the exact ones that he worked with when the city of Boynton built their utility services down there, as well as when they built their city hall and their fire station operations. So if you have any questions, I believe Mr. Lowe has reached out to each of you to see if he could meet with you personally, if it was your pleasure. And he's here this evening, and he can make a short presentation to you of his qualifications and skills for the position.
Very good.
Good evening, Madam Chairperson and the board. I'm delighted to be here this evening and to start working with you. I spent some time during the course of this summer consulting with the district and helping the acting director on a number of issues, but in particular, great interest in the new project. I worked with CDM and Carollo on a $30 million plant expansion at Boynton Beach, and then subsequently worked both times with Colin Groff, who you've met, on the downtown project in Boynton Beach, where we built a district energy plant for centralized cooling, and also I was involved with all the underground work needed to put that new town square project, including the new city hall, the revitalization of the old school, and of course the police station and the fire station. That was a big project. That was over $100 million. Hopefully I will get a chance to meet with all of you. Throughout my career, both in sugar and in water, I've dealt with water. Every sugar plant has a water plant. I started off in the United Kingdom. I got my degree in chemical engineering from the Imperial College in London, and honours degree there, and then joined Tate & Lyle, which is one of the world's first multinationals. It was at the time very much into the sugar industry. Nowadays, you would know it through, well, for a while I was working with Domino Sugar, who anyone that came from up north knows Domino. I ran their Brooklyn plant, but I suppose Tate & Lyle's most known for the moment for sucralose, which is that sweetener. Actually, one of my erstwhile bosses was the guy who launched that whole project. Subsequent to that, I actually came down to Florida after I left Tate & Lyle. Once they actually sold their sugar industry. They're now involved with corn syrup, so they're still dealing with sweeteners. And came down to Florida and ultimately was at Boynton. My time at Boynton, I dealt with all the field operations and the plant operations for a while, and subsequently got involved with both the budgeting, the capital project system, and also all the technical services, both in terms of control, automation, security, you name it. Any technical services also fell in my remit. So I've more or less seen everything to do with utility operations in my career.
Thank you so much for joining the City of Riviera Beach. We look forward to you helping us with our new water plant and helping us in our endeavors of better utilities for the city.
Madam Chair.
Any questions?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Lowe. It's a pleasure to have you here. You know, this is one of the most exciting projects that we will initiate in our tenure here on council, or on the utility board, rather. And we're really excited about having you here to guide us through that effort. On another topic, the agenda that's on the website is wrong. So if anybody's watching, I don't know if we can have the ability to fix it now, but it brings up the CRA agenda for the 26th rather than the agenda for the utility district meeting. I don't know, Mr. Evans, if that's something we can fix on the fly, if you will. Thank you again, Mr. Lowe.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
just wanted to say welcome again. So excited to have someone. I'm sure Ms. Deidre is ecstatic to have you on board. She's done a wonderful job in the position,
Yes.
but I'm sure she has no problem with relinquishing this role. So thank you for coming, and thank you, Ms. Deidre, for all that you do.
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you.
And again, Mr. Lowe, thank you. Welcome to the team. We really appreciate having you here. We're excited with the direction we're going. I had a question for you. Were you part of the implementation of the water plant in Boynton Beach, or was it already up and running at the time when you were there?
The East Plant Rehabilitation Project, I was the project manager.
Okay, excellent. That's even more exciting, and thank you so much, because with us bringing our new water plant online, we definitely need somebody with your expertise. So welcome to the team, you guys, and great job with this hire. Ms. Jacobs, thank you. You've done a phenomenal job holding this together, operating this department in a fashion where you were unapologetic. You literally made no excuses, and you just got the job done. So thank you very much for your time. And Mr. Lowe, again, welcome to the team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobs. Madam Clerk, next item.
Yes, Councilperson Lawson,
Yes.
Councilperson Botel.
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson,
Kashamba?
Vote for.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
That vote passes.
Madam Chair, if I may,
Yes, go ahead.
with respect to the comments that were just made about the agenda, the CRA staff is loading the agenda, and this is their first time utilizing the Peak system. So I think they've uploaded it in another, under the utility district. So I'm trying to work with them to resolve that at this particular moment.
Thank
But it was posted moments ago because I opened it up, and then once they opened up the CRA, then they posted it there. So we'll get that corrected this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
8B, Resolution Number 2-22 UD, a resolution of the Utility Special District Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, Florida, authorizing the board to appoint the Executive Director of the utility to the East Central Regional Wastewater Treatment Facility, ECR Board, according to the interlocal agreement signed September 9th, 1992, and the renewal of the ECR interlocal agreement signed April 20th, 2010, and appoint the Executive Director as the authorized signee for all Palm Beach County Health Department documents pertaining to the Utility Special District and its service area, and providing for an effective date. Madam Chair, we have no public comments on this item, and acceptance of public comments are now closed.
Motion to approve resolution number 2-22 UD.
Second.
Ms. Jacobs?
Good evening again. For the record, my name is Deirdre Jacobs, and I'm the Acting Director of the Utility Special District. This is an item that requests your approval to allow for Mr. Lowe, in the capacity of the new Director of the Utility District, to serve on the East Central Regional Water Treatment Plant Board. That is a board that is comprised of approximately 5 different entities, which includes the City of Riviera Beach. So in that capacity, the Executive Director has always served to represent the City of Riviera Beach. We're also asking simultaneously if you would allow for Mr. John Armstrong to serve as the alternate member on the board in the event that Mr. Lowe is not able to attend any of the meetings.
Any questions from the board? Madam Clerk?
Yes. Councilperson Lawson,
Yes.
Councilperson Botel,
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson.
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
That vote passes.
Thank you. Ms. Jacobs? I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, item 8C.
Yes. Resolution number 3-22 UD, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the City of Riviera Beach Utility Special District, Palm Beach County, Florida, approving the water and sanitary sewer aspects of site plan application from Prime Development, LLC, to construct a Wawa convenience store and gas station in Phase 1, and construct central utilities to potentially serve 2 restaurants and general retail commercial development located on 2 parcels totaling 9.841 acres of land, providing for conditions of approval, authorizing the chairperson and district clerk to execute a subordination of utility interests for an existing utility easement located within the 45th Street right-of-way, and providing for an effective date. We have no public comment cards on this item, and the acceptance of public comment cards are now closed.
Motion to approve resolution number 3-22 UD.
Second.
Ms. Jacobs?
Thank you again. And for the record, my name is Deirdre Jacobs, and I'm serving as the Acting Director of the Utility Special District. This item will be presented by the city's engineer or Utility Special District Engineer, Mr. John Armstrong. It primarily involves the Prime Quarter Commercial Plan Development Project, which is located on the northwest corner of 45th Street and Military Trail. And even though that property is located in the city of West Palm Beach, the city does provide, our city, the City of Riviera Beach Utility Special District, does provide all the utility services at that particular location. So the developer is asking us if we would allow for the utility services to commence for that particular project. And as a part of that, we're asking the board, staff is asking the board, if you would approve of those particular services to be provided on behalf of the developer. And as well, if you would allow for the subordination of a utility easement, because the property is located where our infrastructure is located is actually on Palm Beach County's property. So, Mr. John Armstrong, are you available? I'm up and assist.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobs. Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, fellow board members, City Manager Evans, City Attorney Nguyen, and City Clerk Smith. John Armstrong, City Utility Special District staff. I'm not sure what else I could add that Ms. Jacobs didn't mention. The location is on the screen there. It's located, project location is outlined in red. It's at the northwest corner of Military Trail and 45th Street. And the black line on that location map is the City of Riviera Beach boundary. So this is located outside the City of Riviera Beach. It's located in the city of West Palm Beach. And City of West Palm Beach adopted an ordinance that rezoned it to a commercial plan development. That most of the utilities outside the city is just single services for that are privately owned and maintained. So most of the projects outside the city we don't bring it to the board. But this one here includes phase one will be a Wawa, which will be at the southeast corner where formerly there was a gas station there abandoned, and there's a water main at that location there. And the developer is going to repair 2 fire hydrants that are east of that site. And it'll include central infrastructure, water and sewer mains, about a little over 1,000 feet of wastewater mains, and a little over 1,000 feet of potable water mains for future development. So we really don't, it's really in West Palm Beach jurisdiction on what goes there. From a utility aspect, we just check that it meets domestic wastewater, proper pre-treatment. And also certain locations. Now, maybe someone that be someone in my backyard within the city that may object to it. They're just north of the property is a Palm Beach RV, which is a RV dealership, so they may not complain about it. But just north of them is Dunkin' Donuts. They may object to the competition, but. So the project also, the water is going to loop the system to tie into the west, so it'll, there's a dead end water line there that we have to flush periodically per the Florida Administrative Code, and so this will help with flushing and pressures within Gramercy Park. The wastewater, we currently have a lift station, utility district lift station near the northwest corner of the site, and the project initially came in to put in another lift station more centrally located, and for several reasons we asked them to relocate it to the northwest corner because if it's centrally located, it may get some odor complaints, and the existing lift station is in bad condition. It needs about like $300,000 to $400,000 to repair, so they're going to put a new lift station in for the utility special district, and it'll, when it's constructed, replace the existing lift station. So we'll get a new lift station out of that. And also on 45th Street, Lake Ajaro Apartments, there's a force main, sanitary force main that runs along 45th Street that ties into the lift station at this site. And so Palm Beach County has asked them to increase more of their property for a right-of-way for future traffic. And so that's what Ms. Jacobs mentioned about the easement subordination. So we'll have about 12 feet of the existing forest main. There's about 700 feet, so it'll increase it to maybe 712 feet, a 2% increase that'll be in the right-of-way, and we're going to maintain our rights on that. And so staff recommends the board of directors and of the Utility Special District approve this resolution 0322, which includes the Utility Special District owning and maintaining the proposed potable water and sanitary sewer facilities, and approve the subordination of utility interests between Palm Beach County and the Utility Special District for the widening of the 45th Street right-of-way. And if you have any questions, I'm able to answer any questions, but the engineer record for the developer is here, so he probably can answer them better than me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Are there any questions from the board in regards to this item?
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the presentation, Mr. Armstrong. I actually didn't recognize you when you walked up. I love the haircut. You look really good. Happy New Year to you, sir. The project, Mr. Evans, I spoke with you earlier in reference to the parcels and the expansion and the water that we serve for these other unincorporated areas. Mr. Evans, if you could just kind of give like a brief overview on our conversation, because colleagues, some of my thought process was we spoke briefly and previously about the unincorporated properties that we could possibly annex into our city and looking to actually increase our ad valorem tax for these properties that we're currently serving, understanding that the taxes would possibly go up on some of these property owners, and also the process, Mr. Evans had advised, would have to be voluntary. But having that discussion, I think, is something that we can look at with Gramercy Park, with this site that we're actually doing a resolution for today, and other opportunities. But Mr. Evans, if you could just give a brief overview on what we spoke about.
Certainly. Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
With respect to the conversation that me and Councilperson Lawson had was about the possibility of annexing some areas that are contiguous to the City of Riviera Beach municipal boundaries. And we know that there is some properties that are actually within the municipal boundaries of the City of Riviera Beach, but are unincorporated Palm Beach County. And previously, you were able to have properties come in involuntary. If there was properties that 51% of the adjacent property owners wanted to come in, or the city surrounded a certain property by 3 sides. State statutes has changed, and now it has to result in a voluntary annexation. So in the event that we wanted to look to annex these properties, we would have to do it by some process that allows for us to communicate to those property owners the benefits that they will receive as becoming a resident in the City of Riviera Beach. One of the challenges that you do have, though, is if they do come into the municipal boundaries, now they're paying your ad valorem tax rate, and so invariably their taxes go up. However, they're not paying the 25% surcharge that they're paying to the utility district. So you'll see a situation where their monthly expenses conceivably will go down for those that are occupying the dwellings. We don't know what the composition of the homes are, if they're homesteaded properties or they're renters or what have you. And so we would like at the staff level to do a more in-depth dive to look at some opportunities to incentivize or to allow for some opportunities for some voluntary annexation. The other component associated with this, right, is the commercial property that surrounds a lot of this particular area. And so when you do get those commercial properties in there, there is a lot of ad valorem value that you receive as a result of that. And so in some municipalities, they have incentivized properties to come in by virtue of providing, a discount on services. So for non-residents, you would pay, 25% more for any service that you get from the City of Riviera Beach. So if you went to a recreation program, you'd pay a surcharge. But if you were a Riviera Beach resident, then that surcharge goes away. And so there's a little bit more research that staff can look to bring forth, but that was the nature of the conversation. And certainly from a efficiency standpoint, when we have mutual aid agreements, there's a lot of places that are unincorporated Palm Beach County that our fire rescue staff responds to, just because of the nature of the mutual aid agreements, and they, for all intent and purpose, they're in our city. So there's a more robust conversation that has to happen at this level, and then what type of program are we looking to put in place to go after shoring up our municipal boundaries and looking to expand. And obviously, we do have to inform the county and local government entities that are adjacent to us when we do decide to do that. So that's in a nutshell the nature of the conversation that Councilperson Lawson and I had today.
Follow, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
So to that point, colleagues, with our new water plant, with the resources that we're bringing to the city and to the residents, this would be a prime time for us to really attract some of these unincorporated areas and see if they'd want to annex into our boundaries. And then allows for us to come up with creative ways of increasing our ad valorem tax. We have $500 million of development coming just on the city side. So we have to be able to address the raising rates of insurance. We have to be able to address some of the concerns that we're going to have and the costs that we're going to have. So by increasing the ad valorem tax, I think this is something that we need to dive into aggressively. And in reference to this resolution, I absolutely support the item moving forward while we go ahead and look for a time to address annexing some of these properties. But it was just something I wanted to address with my colleagues. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions in regards to this item?
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Evans, in order to expedite your examination of this topic, would you like the council or board in this case to provide you with a vote or a consensus? This is something I emailed you about or texted you about last week, and it is a topic that I think we're all interested in exploring.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
As part of the regular city council meeting, I'll just ask for consensus from the council to move forward with some type of study or analysis to look at the possibility and feasibility and what the process the city would have to undertake to annex parcels that are both in the municipal boundaries and those that are contiguous and what the statute calls for. So I'll mention that as part of my comments under city manager comments.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Any other questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Lawson?
Yes.
Councilperson Botel?
Yes.
Vice Chair Miller Anderson?
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier?
Yes.
That vote passes. Madam Chair, we do not have any public comment cards for the general public comment section, so the acceptance of public comment cards is now closed.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong, for your presentation. Is there any discussion by the city manager?
No, Madam Chair.
City attorney?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
City council?
None.
This meeting for the utility district.
Madam Chair, I have a,
Yes, I'm sorry, ma'am.
okay. Sure, it'll only take a second. Thank you. I wanted to express that my experiences as the acting executive director of the Utility Special District have been exciting, rewarding, and interesting, to state the least. The Utility Special District is comprised of critical services and valued and credentialed employees. It is a 24-hour operation that is most critical to the city, and it touches all residents, businesses, and visitors like no other department. I have nothing but admiration and respect for the employees over at the Utility District, and I think many times because they're not as visible as other employees may be because of the types of services that they provide, that they might be minimized or not recognized in the way that they should be. But I can honestly, and I'm eager to say that they provide extremely valuable services, and their commitment to the city is phenomenal. With that said, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Evans, for the opportunity to serve in that capacity, and also thank you, Board, for the opportunity that you provided to me. And I wish you well and success, Mr. Lowe, as you become our new Executive Director of the Utility Special District. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jacobs. Bravo. I'm sorry I didn't let you go because here it says discussion by city manager, which means it should be saying discussion by utilities director. So forgive me for that. But thank you so much for your service as utilities director. You have gotten us to the point where we're about to build a brand new water plant. So we really appreciate your efforts. You have done an exemplary job in your stay at the utility district, and we really wanted to keep you, but of course, you know, you have other things on your plate. So we certainly appreciate all of your efforts that you have put forward for the city of Riviera Beach. We are most grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Thank you so much. This meeting is adjourned.
Mic check, testing 1, 2. Can everybody hear me on the Zoom?